Victor,
Steffi,
how are you sitting?
comfortable, but also firm. How about you?
I'm not sure. I think these chairs are too small for me.
Hmm.
Like here it's like large distance. There where the chair ends and
Oh, the
my
depth
knee.
of the chair.
Yes.
Well, you're a tall person.
For you it's fine.
Yeah, it's all right.
Do you think we should change chairs next episode again?
Yes.
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 And do you think we shouldn't talk about it?
Did we shouldn't talk about it
Yes.
right now? Probably, yeah.
Okay, so we start the episode?
Yeah, let's start the episode.
Okay.
Wow Happens with Stefanie Hutchins and Victor Kunzik.
All right, hi, and welcome to today's episode of Wow Happens. First, we're going to talk about YouTube's AI translations and whether or not we like them or not. Spoilers, we don't. And then we're going to ask the question, are all YouTube channels equal? And, well, spoilers again, the answer is no. Before we wrap up with some apps and subscriptions, whether or not those subscriptions actually help us, or maybe sometimes they do, and sometimes you spend money that you kind of regret. So, yeah.
So let's get right into it. YouTube AI interpretations, what do you think about it?
I don't like them. In fact, I would say I possibly hate them. I think it depends a little bit on what kind of channel you have. But I think for us and for the channel I have in my private time, I don't think it helps, actually. It actually makes things worse.
I think it's very good that the audience now knows that you hate it.
Yes.
But I think they don't know what it is.
Okay. Yeah, I get that. So just to explain, I think at the end of last year, YouTube rolled out a new feature that it will automatically translate or auto-dub the videos in different languages, right? And at first, I was very sort of enticed by that idea because I know from other channels like, Linus Tech Tips, which we also have mentioned on this podcast before, or like Mr. Beast, they will have professional translation agencies actually translate the content for them,
basically like classic TV, right?
Classic TV, because you can reach a giant audience, or you can extend your audience, Spanish, whatever. The market is huge, right? And the idea of having this automatically done is super cool, right? And it was just around the time when AI, voice mimicking services were starting to take off, or at least in sort of the area where I reside. And at first, I actually thought that YouTube would clone my voice. And I was very excited about it because one of the language options was Japanese. And I was like, oh, me in Japanese.
They don't clone the voice.
They don't clone the voice.
So I only heard it sounds really ugly.
Yes.
But I still expected that the voice is cloned. No?
It's not. At least,
wow.
I haven't tried it since then, but last year when it came out, it wasn't my voice. And that threw me off at first. And what I also didn't know, probably should have researched this before this feature was rolled out, that they would automatically also translate the title and description of the video. You can't choose to just have the video being dubbed and have the original English title, because, for example, in Switzerland, or at least, or in all across Europe, you can, I think, use an English title pretty easily. People will understand it, even if the content is then, say, in French or Italian or whatnot, right? But if you take an English title which maybe has a pun in it, or some sort of I don't know, a joke or whatever, and you literally translate it word by word, it's weird. And there was no way to sort of select it or just then change the translation. You couldn't edit it. It was just this is the translation and that's it.
You can change the translated titles.
There was at the beginning. I'm not sure how it is now. Actually, I haven't turned it on anymore because you can turn it off in the settings by default, and that just afterwards disabled it. Not only because of how much I disliked it, but also what the effects were after my videos were dubbed, right?
What were the effects?
So because it was during the time when right now we're still in the midst of this, everything is AI now, right? People who didn't know my channel and were, for example, had a German YouTube account, it would automatically use the German dubbing.
Yes.
And for them, with a robotic AI voice, it just sounded and also looked like an AI video.
Yeah.
And then I got negative comments saying like stupid AI videos. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, wait a moment. I put so much effort into my videos. I don't want people to think that this is a stupid or like a low effort AI video, right? But I think not everyone should deactivate it. There are some channels, for example, there's already like AI channels out there which are, get huge traction of like views, and for them to not only have to like to do the translation manually anymore, just rely on YouTube's translation, it's actually beneficial, right? There's lots of like travel channels or like those list channels which just list off things. They can use the auto dubbing, and it's
Yeah, but I like, first of all, the title translations is really annoying.
yeah.
I think especially if you understand multiple languages, it's like, I'm sorry, but YouTube or Google seems to be a very US-centric company that has no clue how people can understand multiple languages. Because if I have a German YouTube channel I'm subscribed to, now I get always the English titles of it. The content is still in German, so they don't use the dubbing. And I'm thinking like, what? My English is not even good enough to understand these terrible translations. And then I'm like completely confused what the content is actually about. And I would, as a user, I would love to say, hey, YouTube, maybe just don't.
Yeah.
and then like with these AI dubbing, like the ones I have heard, which are actually not so long ago, I thought this was really terrible. Really, really terrible. And I don't know like how it can be that people accept this. Like, I think you only accept this if it basically runs in the background and you don't really watch a video, and there's someone talking in the background. Like people used to do like with TVs. That runs the whole day while you do your errands in your household, and then okay. But for anyone who is actually watching this, it's too terrible. And wait a second. I know you want to say something, but wait a second. Because what you said with the AI generated videos, like they are actually partly not so terrible.
There are good ones out there. Yeah.
And like they seem to have a setup where they also take care of a good narration and a nice voice where you still maybe hear that it's AI, but like it's not that terrible. And this dubbing is so terrible.
Yeah.
And the worst thing I have actually seen was a YouTuber who got a dubbed version and had additionally music as a background. So he had music and he talked over the music, and then with a dubbing, and this was a nightmare.
So could you hear like the original music, the original audio track, and the dubbing on top of it?
I had the feeling the dubbing changed the music, but the music still stayed in. So, like, I think they kind of tried to filter out the music from the voice, and then they translate the voice, and they try to keep the music, and it was so terrible.
I forgot how it went with my videos, because I also have background music, very low volume, but I'm not sure what it did with that.
Maybe it just removed it.
I think
if it is
just
only-
removed it. Which takes out a dimension. Not that the music that I use is very sort of like composed for the video.
It used to be, right?
The first 5 or so videos, I made the music myself. My God, that was a lot of effort.
Yeah, but I think this is actually now a good moment to come to our wow dive of the week.
Yes, the big topic.
It's still funny when I say this wow dive.
It's
I'm
not
still
a very catchy name.
No, it's not a very catchy name. Maybe our audience, who consists by now of I guess 10 people,
6.
6.
Well, on YouTube it's 6 subscribers.
Maybe you have an idea how we could call this segment.
Yes.
Our topic this week is: are actually all YouTube channels equal? And I think you actually figured something out when you uploaded our episodes of this podcast, right?
Yeah.
What is it?
Well, so we talked about in one of the previous episodes about how YouTube changed the thumbnail limitation, like the size and resolution of the thumbnail, right?
Yeah.
And on my private channel that I have, that's already activated there. Like I can upload, I think it's a 50 megabyte
Yeah.
image as a thumbnail. And when I was doing the thumbnail for our first episode, I just used the same process. I uploaded the file and I got the error message saying like, "Hey, maximum 2 megabytes." I was like, "Wait, what?" And then I realized, oh, yeah, not all channels are equal. And it reminded me of the time when
But wait,
yeah.
wait. Like, this could be also just a thing of that the feature is not rolled out to everyone.
Yeah,
Like, it's like
yeah,
continuous deployment, and they didn't activate it for, like, they have like batches, and
that's
maybe
true.
we get it next week, right?
That's true. But I think like I believe there are differences between accounts depending on the size. And I'm not just talking about
Really?
this channel has monetization and this channel doesn't have monetization. I
But I
think
thought everyone is equal.
not in YouTube, not in YouTube.
You know something basically no one talks about. Breaking news.
I don't think nobody talks about this, but I generally do think that there's a difference between if you have a large channel, not a large channel. I think, like, let me give you an example of the transcoding speed, right? So when you upload a video, like let's say the original file is in 4K and whatnot, YouTube will convert it to like the 240p and 360, 1080, whatnot, right? And how long it takes to do that is different between my YouTube channel that I have and my private account that I have. I know I said before, like, just to clarify, I have a public YouTube channel that I privately run, but I also have like my personal Victor account on YouTube, which doesn't have any public videos, but I put like my holiday videos on there, or like, I don't know, things I did in the past and whatnot, right? And that channel doesn't have a single public video. And when I upload something there, which doesn't happen very often, which might also be an indicator as to how much, let's say, computing power that they give to that channel, it takes a long time for the 4K video to actually be available online, like, because YouTube makes all these qualities, like I mentioned before. And if I upload a video, for example, for my YouTube channel, which has public videos, right, it is so fast. Like, it's just there. Like, you upload the 4K video, it says sometimes, "Oh, we're still processing it." I refresh it, 4K version is there. And that difference, I think, is not a feature rollout difference. That's this channel makes us money and this channel does not make us money kind of thingy.
So when I used to think about this, I thought, okay, there are channels that are monetized and there are channels that are not monetized. And if you're like really a larger YouTuber, you like probably like 1 million subscribers, I don't know. Then you get like an account person who
Yeah.
helps you to navigate a little bit the site of Google, YouTube, if you need something from them. But there was some weeks ago, there was a video from Legal Eagle where he described his process he had with Google to get some copycats of his channel
Oh.
removed. And this sounded to me like they basically don't care about him. and now you are saying, okay, no, wait a second. It seems there are multiple steps in this ladder of engagement from Google.
I'm sure they categorize channels to some degree, and like you said, once you reach a certain sort of like viewership or subscribership or whatever, you will get like a YouTube partner contact person. Like, I have a YouTube community manager, which writes me mails and stuff, but I'm sort of in a group with like a bunch of other people from the Europe, EMEA, something area. And but
I imagine a WhatsApp group right now.
it is a WhatsApp group.
It's a WhatsApp group?
It's a WhatsApp group and it's a Discord channel, and I'm getting like emails every now and then. But she never like writes personally to, "Hey, Victor." It's more like, "Hey guys, it's Have you tried out this new feature and whatnot? And I think the group is pretty active, but I have never, like, I went to 1 or 2 video calls with them and very quickly decided I don't think this is for me. But that's a different topic kind of
But
thing.
how many people are in this group?
Maybe 20?
Huh, okay, cool.
Yeah, 10 to 20. Around
And do you know their channels?
Well, I looked at some of them,
Yeah.
and they range from, I don't know, maybe 5,000 subscribers to, I think there was even one person who had maybe like 80 or 90,000 subscribers. So it's, in the grand scheme of YouTube, it's on a lower end, but it's sort of like let's call them startup channels, right?
Oh, nice.
Or
Okay.
maybe channels that YouTube deemed these have potential. Let's nurture them. But this goes a little bit off topic, but they very much push shorts. Like they push us to do shorts, right? And they tell us, okay, if you post 5 shorts until next Saturday, you're going to get a YouTube t-shirt and a YouTube merch and blah, blah, blah for free and blah, blah, blah. This kind of stuff. And I'm sure, like, to get back on topic, if you're bigger, you probably at some point you get this personal contact person, right? But apart from the customer interaction point, I think on the technical side, behind the curtain, right, or behind the scenes, I do think there are differences.
What, for example?
This I don't know for sure, but I once heard that, because one thing that you cannot do on YouTube, which everybody I think who uploads videos wishes that they could do, is replace videos.
Yeah.
You cannot do this.
No, you can't
right?
do this, right?
You can't do this, right?
You lose everything if you... Like, you can remove something, right? There's this YouTube editor.
Yeah, but now you can sort of like cut pieces out of it, but in the past you could like blur, then it was just sort of like, then like, I don't know, the 30 seconds that you sort of like told this, I don't want this in the video, would just be blurry.
Mm.
And sometimes I remember when that showed up and I watched videos and then it was just a section that was blurry. I was like, what's going on? What's happening here? Replacing a video you can't. You can just delete it and then re-upload it, and then you lose everything. You lose all the views, you lose the comments, the likes, everything, right? But I heard once that there are channels where you can replace videos, but I don't know. You have to have very special conditions apparently to get that, and then you have to talk to YouTube, and then it's like, hey, can I have this video replaced? And then they will ask you like, why do you want this, right? And then I have to talk to them, and then they will replace it. Kind of crazy, right? It's a little bit, what do you call it? Conspiracy theories. It's kind of like with a lot of, like in business as well, right? Or in Hollywood, for example, like if you're at the upper echelon, right? You get perks which nobody will talk about because those are the perks that you have when you're up there, right? I think in YouTube it's the same. All those top channels, like Mr. Beast, will have more than just a YouTube partner person. I'm sure he has multiple people.
He has an entourage. No, I don't know how to say
entourage.
This. Entourage.
He
will have an entourage.
A YouTube entourage, maybe. But I mean, when he does something, I mean, how many subscribers does he have at this point?
I haven't checked. Like, really a lot? Like hundreds of millions.
Yeah, it's just a crazy amount.
Oh.
It's in YouTube's best interest to make sure that he keeps doing what he's doing, and then he has as little resistance from the YouTube side as possible.
I think there's also the thing that like if you are a broadcaster, right? Like an official public broadcaster, like from Germany or probably also from Switzerland, you don't have ads, right?
Yes.
Because you are not allowed to have them. I sometimes watch these German broadcaster channels on YouTube, and so I have YouTube Premium. I don't know if there are ads or not.
Oh, you're privileged, Stefanie. Like, I don't know how it feels like to have ads.
I think the internet is really terrible with ads, actually.
Yeah, it's
There are also some videos or channels that have like a mark that says something special about this channel. I think they started with COVID.
Oh, yeah.
Where they introduced like, this is information about COVID, or this is an official channel. and I think there are also for broadcasters these notifications, at least in Germany. And I think there's also this information for like official medical channels,
Yeah.
like as a general information, like not specifically to the topic of a single video, but this is a channel of a health professional.
Yeah.
And I could imagine that these kind of channels, that they are also allowed to change videos, because it would make sense, right? Like a wrong information in a video, which was an accident that it came
Yeah.
in, or new research is there and it can be removed or needs to be slightly changed or something. I'm pretty sure that if I would be YouTube, I would allow this. Like not on a thing like, hey, yeah, like just change the video, but yeah, if there's something really important, then you can change it.
Yeah. What do you think that, for example, this medical declaration, right? I know from the COVID times, right? That as soon as you had like it in the title or
Yeah.
the description, it automatically added this information. Hey, please be aware that information, check the sources and whatnot, right? Just had this label thingy there, right? But if you have like a medical channel, the way that you just described, do you think it's something that, let's say you're the CDC in the US or like just the health department from the state, do you have like a contact person? It's like, okay, this is our channel. Can you please add that declaration so that people who will watch any videos on our channel, regardless of the title and description, will know this belongs to this? Do you think it's like, this is the process?
I think this is definitely the process, because this is on top also a government channel, an official one. So there is like a way for this. But I think you don't need to be an official government channel. You can be a medical professional, like with a big audience. I have seen this, that they say this is a channel of a medical professional, and like gives a little bit of context, and this is added to all videos and not only to like videos about specific topics.
Yeah.
And I think if you have something like this, you probably also somehow get preferred treatment for
Yeah.
things you really have to do because it's otherwise dangerous.
So to wrap up this topic, so I think we can pretty much maybe not 100% confirm, but agree, at least between us, that there is a difference. There is a technical difference. I think like what's initially said about difference between a public channel that has videos that sort of makes money for YouTube, and then there's another step of if you're like an official channel from a government agency or something else, or like a medical channel, certified one, you might get additional or different treatment with I don't know what. And on top of that, you also have, of course, the ones we mentioned before this, the huge channels like Mr. Beast, which probably have their own YouTube, how you said, entourage, that will take care of everything that he wants and needs.
I think if I remember right, I was more trying to say this. And you
Entourage.
helped me.
Yeah. So we don't get any special treatment. No, we're still too small.
Yeah, I think we have a long way to go.
A long way to go.
A long,
very, very long way to go.
Okay, Victor, so let's get to our wows. What is on your list this week?
So in one of the previous episodes, I talked about an app called Craft Docs. Where
Yes, I remember very much. The not good note-taking app.
So I paid for it the whole year, and I switched now to something else. So just like I have a bit of a problem with note-taking apps. I just move from one to another every few months, and they never truly satisfy me. And it's funny because at the beginning of this week, I switched to something called Octarine, which is actually pretty cool. It's kind of like Obsidian, but in the more sort of restricted way. And yesterday, while I was driving home, I was searching for another alternative, and have now not switched yet, but I'm currently trying out something called Capacities, which
I actually have heard about that.
You really?
Yes.
Because I find it so hard to actually find these apps because unless somebody posted on Reddit, I'm using this, it seems to not exist. I don't know. But anyway, I would say Octarine is very cool. I like it. If you look like for something really solid, but only works on desktop, they don't have a mobile app, which is why I started to look for something else. Which is also the reason why in one of our other things that we did, I used pen and paper because I didn't have a note-taking app. To wrap this up, currently trying out Capacities. If you have any idea of a good note-taking app, please let me know. And don't, like Notion, no. And also Apple Notes, no.
I think Victor knows already all the standard note-taking apps.
I want a very
like,
niche one that maybe is done by one person.
I think preferably it's developed in Japan and has a Japanese menu system.
No,
no,
that'd be horrible. Not because that's just the thinking is way different there. But let's move on. Like what?
No. Wait. Like, so this Capacities, I saw it. I didn't try it because I thought, like, it's too restrictive. Like, on the one hand, I like this idea of you need to create like types of notes, and then I thought, okay, no, this is actually way too restrictive. And maybe your solution is not the tool, but your process.
My process?
Yeah.
So I need to adapt my process to the tool.
No, maybe you need to rework your process to actually find a tool.
Yeah, I've already adapted quite a bit, depending on the note app. It's not that I don't touch my process.
No. Maybe it's not about the note app. It's not about the tool, but how you think about notes and what you want to get out of it. Yeah, think about it. And dear audience, there's another learning. Don't do software for commitments for a year.
Yes. At the beginning of Craft Dogs, I was like, this is exactly what I needed. And then it annoyed me a lot.
Yeah. And speaking of that, I also, like, the app I want to mention is a very similar experience I had. So I signed up for an app called Akiflow. It's like a to-do list calendar management app. It is actually really cool. It synchronizes like everything there is to synchronize. So we use Notion for our project management here. And if I get a task in Notion, it shows automatically up in Akiflow. Or if I flag an email in Outlook, yes, we use Outlook. I'm sorry. Then it shows automatically up in Akiflow. And so there are a lot of connectors like Jira, like Asana, and all these tools, and you get it all in one nice to-do list. And then you can drag it to your calendar and plan, and it has like a million features. So the thing is, I signed up. I wanted to get the 2 weeks for free. And I only needed to sign up for a year for this. And I thought, yeah, of course, like if I don't use it, then, or if I don't like it, I will cancel it before the 2 weeks are over. Yeah. And then life and work hit me, and these 2 weeks went by so fast. And then at one point I got the SMS notification from the credit card charge, and I thought, okay. And I hadn't used it once. I not even set it up. And then, like, another 2 weeks later, I started using it because I thought, okay, I have paid for a year. Now let's use it. And it is actually great. I'm really flow.
Your Akiflow has turned you into one giant flow.
Yes. It's called Akiflow with a K. And here are no sponsored links. So if you want to use it, you can use it. It's akiflow.com.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
With that, I think we are finished.
I'm pretty sure that your note-taking saga will continue.
Yes.
And you will keep us up to date. Let's see how
what will
this
I be
happens.
using next week? We'll find out. You'll find out in the next episode of Wow Happens.
Wow out.
Wow out.
And-
Whoa, no. But okay. Wow out. Wow out.
And thank you very much for watching. See you next time.
Thank you. Bye-bye.